Okay. Now I'm going to do the top 20 songs. And I'll start at 20 and count down to number one. So at number 20, I have Don't Rely on Other Men by JPEG Mafia. Honestly, I couldn't really decide what song to pick from this album, so I just picked this one because I felt like it represented the sort of like crushing like intensity that this album is capable of. It just feels very like hefty and like pummeling. So yeah, that's why I picked that one. Number 19, I picked Noid by Tyler Creator. I thought that this is one of my favorite songs on the album, and this was also the one that he released as a teaser. And I don't know, it's just like a perfect example of what Tyler the Creator is up to these days with these sort of like sinister, eerie, kind of bizarre sounds that still come together into something beautiful. Uh, Number 18, I got Image by Magdalena Bay. This is also just the song that I feel like made the most sense to pull from this album. It's just a really fun synth pop song. It's really good. Take a listen. And then 17, I put The Baddest by Joey Valence and Bray. I didn't want to put this one on for a while, but you gotta give it up for a song that is 2 minutes long, basically, goes crazy hard, and makes you laugh. They definitely get major points for making me laugh several times across the whole album. Fun album, by the way. Then at number 16, we got Hot One featuring Tia Kareen and ASAP Ferg by Denzel Curry. This is just a awesome Denzel Curry interpretation of Memphis sound. It's got great energy, swagger. I love the beat. It's like got this like cycling rhythm to it that just makes you want to nod your head. Oh man, great song. Number 15, we got Symptom of Life by Willow. I I don't know what it is about this song. It's hard to put my finger on exactly what it is about this song that's so appealing, but it's just got a unique, quirky sort of character to it. Like the maybe it's the chord progression or the singing or something, but it was on rotation for like a month for me. So, great song. 14, I didn't hear about this song until way late in the year. I don't know how I missed it because I love it. And that's going to be Hijack by ASAP Rocky. This is just like classic glitz and glammin' and big swagger ASAP Rocky. I just love it. I don't know. It brings me back to Goldie and Peso, where, I mean, he's just that dude. I love the energy. I love the singing. Yeah, I love the outro by Jessica Pratt too. It's very pretty. So great song. Then going on to the next one. Where are we? 13. They're All Around Us by Poppy. This one's for middle school Charles for sure. I love the like scrapey, raspy screaming in the beginning. The intensity is brutal, but at the same time, it's so clear. I understood every word on first listen, which is like insane. I don't understand how that was even possible. Um, and Then I love this ridiculous soaring choruses that sound super produced, and I'm sure that some people hate this sound. This album was apparently produced by the same guy who did Bring Me the Horizon, so I can understand that that's not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, that was just scratching something inside of my head, and I felt like a kid again. Next, at 12, we got New Species by Igloo Ghost. I'll be honest, this is not like a particularly special song, but I love this album so much, and I felt like this song represented the energy that the album brings that I love so much. So if you wanted to experience the album in 3 minutes, I'd say give New Species a listen and try it on for size, see how it feels. Uh, okay, at number 12, we got Die For Me featuring Lil Yachty by Gene Dawson. Um, this was just one that I listened to like every time I listened to music for like 2 months. I love sparseness at times and the vibrato in his voice. I like the Yachty feature. It just felt like a very like grandiose and simultaneously intimate song. Um, and I don't know, connected with me. Next at 11, we got She's Leaving You by MJ Lindemann. I listened to this album like 3 separate times. First time, thought it was fine. Second time, thought it was fine. And then I talked to Drew about it, and he was saying that he really liked it. And I was like, all right, I'll listen to it one more time. Third time was a charm. This album totally connected with me. And I found it really, really touching. I don't know, like it feels like a very honest and earnest album. The way the singing is just kind of like not blasé, but like relaxed and very like almost a little talky, combined with the sort of like slightly country rocker aesthetic. I don't know, it was endearing, and the lyrics were not too on the nose or anything. So I like the feeling it conjured. Next up, I think I've been counting wrong because this is number 9. We've got Mutt by Leon Thomas. I mean, this is an easy one, I think. I feel like if you've heard this song, you would know because it will stick itself in your head immediately. So catchy. And aside from the absolute earworm hook, there's some like nice little passages in here where Leon Thomas gets to just flex his vocal chops on you a little bit. It's a great song. There's also a Freddie Gibbs version of it where he does a verse on it, but it's not quite as good. I like the original. Okay, now we are at number 8, and that's going to be Lupe Fiasco, Samurai. This is just such a relaxing song for me. It's got that like old school boom bap vibe with the, I guess it's a flute, I don't know, some sort of wind instrument, with Lupe just doing this very relaxed flow. I don't know, it just feels like every time I listen to this song, my heart rate went down a little bit. Kind of reminds me of listening to Nujabes or something like that. So big fan of that song. Then number 7, Mary Boone by Vampire Weekend. Every time I hear this song, the same word comes into my mind, which is kaleidoscopic. This song is more than that. It's also like really sweet and sentimental. I love the way that Ezra actually sings the word, the name Mary Boone. I love the jangly percussion, but I really love that kaleidoscopic, climax of the song where everything is sort of coming together and it feels like you're in a tunnel of lights and color. I just think it's a great song. Really builds well, sounds great, and it's got really unique instrument choices. Okay, number 6, Sympathy is a Knife by Charlie XCX. I liked a lot on this album, but to me, this was the one that stood out to me as being my favorite. I don't know. I like the intensity of it. I like the energy of it. And I think I like the sentiment of it too. I think that the sentiment itself of sympathy is a knife was appealing to me and connected with me in an emotional way. So I like this song for those reasons. All right, we are in the top 5. This is the best of the best. At number 5, Holy Holy by Jordy Griep. This song rules. It's so impressive. It sounds so good, and the whole concept and lyrics are completely insane. It is like one of the most deranged stories I have ever heard told in a song, and the song itself goes nuts. If you haven't heard this song, You should listen to it right now. It's actually amazing. Just bear in mind that it is a story about a character. So, yeah, I hope you guys do check that out because that song is insane. All right, number 4. Porter Robinson just kept creeping up my list. So at number 4, I'm putting Cheerleader by Porter Robinson. This song rules, man. This is a great song. This is an insanely good, like, electro pop song. Electro pop? I don't know. EDM song? I don't know how to describe electronic music. There's too many genres. But it is so euphoric and fun, and it's got this, like, bleary bubblegum appeal. I don't know. Porter Robinson, he always does that, where it feels like his synths are just, like, dripping with an analog, like, blowout. I don't know if that makes sense. But mostly, I really love the story on Cheerleader about this like manic pixie dream girl and the and the guy who thought that he didn't need her. I don't know. It was this back and forth between like who needs who more and how they show it, and I don't know. I just found it very appealing, and I, in some ways, felt some of the emotion of it. All right, top 3. Number 3, Reincarnated by Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I love this song. I love the production. I think that the concept is crazy. I mean, that Kendrick Lamar like has been literally reincarnated as all of these different characters throughout history. And man, I don't know. I feel like I can't even do this song justice with talking about it. This is less about a personal connection and more just being in awe of a master of his craft. I mean, it's an incredible song. It sounds amazing. And Kendrick raps on it like he's like the Rents do. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. Number 2. This one was almost number 1. It really almost made it. It's Right Back to It by Waxahachie. Everything I said about the album applies to this song. I've listened to this song probably like 100 times this year, and I've felt every emotion a person can feel while listening to it. I felt elated. I felt tragically sad. I felt sentimental. I felt optimistic, pessimistic. I felt so many things to this song, and I think it's because it just feels so frank and so real and so honest and so intimate and so loving. It would be my song of the year. However, my number 1 song of the year is Not Like Us. It just has to be. It has to be, right? I mean, this song was bigger than music. It was a cultural experience. I mean, as someone who followed along the whole thing and listened to songs like 2 minutes after they dropped on YouTube, this really felt like an insane climax to an insane storyline. And we were still bumping it months later. I mean, that song still goes crazy. I feel like it has to be number 1 of the year because of how big and important it was, and because it's an awesome song. Well, there it is. That's my top 20 songs. Let me know if you enjoyed any of these.